Hustle culture is a work mentality that glorifies working long hours, sacrificing health, relationships, and hobbies in pursuit of success. I believed in hustle culture for the longest time. I thought that brute force and working hard could solve any problem, but the problem with that is that I soon reached the point where I couldn't work any harder. I was working 18 plus hours a day, and it completely impacted my health, my work, my relationships, and I just became unproductive. I was drinking 8 plus coffees a day, and I was basically doing everything in my business. I had huge trouble sleeping. I was basically trying too hard. Wake up, coffee, work, sleep, wake up, coffee, work, sleep. I didn't have time to go out and do things and have fun. But I found a really interesting phenomenon. The more I let go, the easier it got. When I stopped following up with business deals, I managed to get more business deals. When I told customers if they didn't think we're a fit, it's totally fine. There's no pressure. They wanted us more. And I found a really interesting phenomenon that it's not about working hard. It's about working hard on the one hand, and at the same time letting go and having both of these and being in balance between working as hard as you can, at the same time letting go and being and relaxing and letting the consequences happen. And I can tell you, for example, one thing that I did is I went to a golf lesson, and he told me that one of the problems I had was that I was gripping the golf club too tight. I was basically trying too hard. So when you're gripping a golf club, I was basically gripping it. He said, how hard should you grip the golf club? And he said, you should aim for about 3 out of 10. And I was doing it about 8 or 9 out of 10, and I kept hitting it to the right. And he said, and I found that as soon as I started relaxing, I started not trying to hit it too hard, just letting it do the work. It just became effortless and easy. I was doing less effort and I was getting much better results. And the same is true with sprinters. When sprinters are trying too hard, it's much better for them to aim for 80%. If they are running at 80% effort, they will run much faster than if they're trying to force it. And everyone knows this is the same with dating. If someone is too keen on you, it puts you off. It feels like something's not right, like they don't have no other options. And it makes you think, why are they trying so hard? They can't be that good if they're trying so hard. It really puts you off. And it's the same in dating and everything else in life. When I first started the business as well, I had this interesting thing where I actually started 2 companies. One of them was a translation company and one of them was a study abroad company. And I was actually spending all of my time on the translation company. But I realized that the study abroad company was actually doing better. And this is because I wasn't forcing it so much. I was just letting it happen, and I was okay with the consequences. I was okay with the results. I knew it would be okay. But with the translation company, I was putting all of my focus into it. My whole life was directed into it, and I was forcing it too much. So there's one interesting reason why this happens. It's because when you're subscribing to hustle culture, you're preparing yourself to put everything you have into it, and you're actually expecting it to be hard. You're expecting resistance to happen. You actually create resistance. You actually create things that are difficult in your life. If you're thinking that everything is going to be a hard grind, you'll actually go that route. You'll actually choose the choice that's a hard grind. You actually make things more complicated than they are. But often it's effortless. Often there's an easy route. Often there's a better route. And there's one question that I found that's very effective, and it's to ask, what would this look like if it was easy? It's a balance between working hard and letting go. For some people, they need to work harder. For a lot of people, they need to work harder. But for many people, they need to work less hard, and they need to let go, and they need to... So there's a few books that I read that really brought this idea home. One of them is The Surrender Experiment, Transurfing Reality, and Neville Goddard. So these are the 3 key books that I recommend, or the author Neville Goddard has so much amazing content. Some of the realizations that I had is that sometimes if you go all in, but you don't actually need to go all in. You can just do the actions that are required, and it's not that hard. It doesn't have to be that hard. So for example, you don't have to, like many people just focus on their business instead of their relationships, and they say, yeah, you have to put everything into your business. But I think at the same time, if you find the right person in your partner, it can also help your career. You don't have to have the perfect career ready yet when you settle down, when you have all of this. And I also think there's a difference between stress and strain. For example, it is very good to be stressed and to have challenges and to overcome it. Stress is kind of exciting and it can help you to grow and it can help you, but strain is when you are forcing it, when you're damaging yourself. And it's really important to differentiate between trying too hard and letting go. Also, I've realized that rest and recreation is so important and so powerful because it helps you to grow and it helps you to think and see other ideas. And often when people are subscribing to the hustle mentality of trying too hard, it's because they think that they can't get it or they think it has to be hard. But actually, when you realize that there is huge abundance in the world and that there is enough and that it can happen and it doesn't have to be hard, then it becomes easy. So this is my 6-step method for attacking work or attacking life, or going for things that you want without using hustle culture. The first one that is important is to have a vision of what you want to achieve, and then realizing that there's many pathways to get there. Then you can just make the choice that you want, the easy choice, or make the choice that you believe is the best way to get there, and then just do what is necessary for it. You don't have to put too much emotional energy or too much expectation about the outcome happening, and you don't need to force it. You don't need to chase it too much. You just need to do what's necessary and realize that it can happen, and it needs to have a balance between letting go, you can't control it, and doing everything that's necessary. And it also needs to have the mindset that it will happen, and at the same time, I'm okay now, everything's fine, everything's great, I'm enjoying the process. And then just realizing that you need to learn and repeat and go through this process and learning and repeating. And I think one of the reasons that there is this hustle culture, or that people can sometimes overdo it, is that when you're trying too hard, it can make it imbalanced. And when there is this imbalance, then it needs to be corrected in some way. This imbalance needs to be corrected in some way. And so this is why trying too hard is often counterproductive. And so it's necessary to do what is necessary and at the same time let go. So this is a video that I've made. I've just shared my thoughts. I haven't put too much emphasis or too much into it. I've not tried too hard. I'm just publishing and letting it go and letting it out there. I'm not worrying too much about the outcome. So if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm just focusing on making videos, improving as I make videos. If you like this video, let me know in the comments, and wish you the best. And I hope that could be helpful for some people to have the right balance between letting go and doing what is necessary. Thank you.